What's that chest behind you?
This right here?
Yeah.
Oh, it's my vinyl player.
Oh.
I moved the amiibo because I've been wanting to actually use my vinyl, and I had it like in my little cubby back here, and you can't really play it
Can't
there.
open it up.
Yeah, so I moved it over here.
Where are the amiibo?
I've got them in a box right now. I've got to put them back up.
Dude.
I'm doing a little rearranging.
In the box.
In the box.
Hate to see it.
Yeah.
What's in the box?
Still got my Zelda amiibo up, so.
Okay, that's what matters.
Yeah. I got all my other ones still hung up. The boxed ones. All right, we should be live. Let me double check.
All right, I'll hit the tweet button.
Yep, we're good in there.
Cool.
Sweet. All right, you ready to get started?
Yeah.
Sweet. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Gaming with the Bros Cast, episode 253. My name is Harrison. I am joined by my brother, Nick. As always, Nick, how you doing, buddy?
Hello. I'm doing good. Doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm here. It's another Monday. Had a good weekend. Got a Pokemon Presents coming up here in a few days.
Yes, we should be. I mean, that's going to be an event. That is going to be a presentation.
Yeah, it is a presentation. We'll see if it's an event or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about that here in a little bit. We'll give our predictions. I mean, I don't generally have too much like big expectations for these things.
I can tell you how it's going to go. But
yeah, it's going to be. Yeah, we'll talk about the predictions here in a little bit. Yeah. But it's probably going to be exactly how you think it's going to go with Pokemon ZA at the very end. But that's okay. But Nick, before we dive into what we've been playing, how was your week?
Week was good. Played a lot of pickleball this weekend. Went out for like an hour and a half with Alicia and played. I played last week. We had like a company event after work, and we all went to this like indoor pickleball.
You're like, and then you got into it. You're like, I need to start playing some more pickleball.
Yeah, because I took those lessons back last year for a few weeks. And we went to this indoor place, and it was really, really cool. Like they had a golf simulator there. They had all the pickleball courts. They had a putting green. Aaron Rodgers was there randomly, apparently. What? Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't get a good look at him, but someone was like, it's Aaron Rodgers in the court like next to us. I was like,
that's pretty cool.
Weird. Weird that he's in North Carolina, but
yeah.
But yeah, so that was a ton of fun. So Alicia and I went out on Saturday and played some, and we're gonna try to play some more this weekend. But now that the weather is actually getting nice around here.
Yeah, finally.
I mean, it snowed. It snowed last week. That was cool.
Yeah, that was weird. It snowed enough for the kids to miss a whole day of school, and by like 1 o'clock, it was completely melted. It was very weird.
I mean, it was cold, right? But like the sun
super cold
and just
super cold. But but it was like a very like a light dusting. But
yeah,
I mean, it was enough to cover the yard. I mean, but yeah, it melted pretty quick. So hey, probably the last snow, hopefully, of the winter, and then we can finally get it. It's so funny because like we have this year we put like a big like tarp over our canopy just to try to stay as warm as possible. But I mean, once you get to like 30 and below, I mean, even with it zipped up and you have a heater in there, it's still just going to be cold. So we moved inside for most of the months. But last week there was like all the wind that came through. I don't know if it was that way in your area, but it blew off our tarp like all the way up. And it was fine because like it didn't rip or anything, but it blew it completely off. And I was like, you know what? That's just the winter telling me that it's time that it's over. And let's just get this thing off and get it.
Spring's coming.
Springtime.
Spring's blowing in.
Yeah. Spring's blowing in.
Blowing in.
So But yeah.
Nice. I also, man, you gotta watch 2 shows. You gotta watch Severance, and you gotta
I've
watch
been hearing.
White Lotus.
Wait, is that on also on Apple Plus?
It's on. I think it's on HBO.
Okay.
So
Well,
if you
I've got. Is Severance season 2? Is it over yet?
No, it's still ongoing.
Okay. Because I mean, I think I've got like a free 3-month trial to Apple Plus, so maybe I'll just cash that in
You should do it.
and watch Severance. I heard really great things about it. So
Yeah, it's popping off.
yeah,
Popping off this season. It's really good.
yeah.
But yeah, how's your week?
It was good. Didn't really well. Took Kaylee out. She joined the soccer team, so I took her out on Saturday, and to get the ball a little bit. And I woke up Sunday morning, and my leg was very sore. um, and then we took the kids, or we took Kellen had a birthday party to go to, so we took him to like one of the jump trampoline parks. And then Saturday night, I went to our neighbors go to this like Mexican grocery store because they're Hispanic, and they told us to go to this one, and we went, and I got some really great like chicken thighs, and I got some like taco meat, but it's like steak. So I got that, and it's got mixed in with a bunch of sauces and stuff like that, and then I got corn tortillas. And then like some of that really thin steak.
Mm-hmm.
I made some really bomb tacos.
Oh, that sounds good.
Dude, I love like authentic tacos. It's so good. There's
Yeah,
nothing better. Cilantro, lime, onions, and then just your meat.
pour it up.
Yeah, delicious.
Do you like flour tortilla or
I
corn?
prefer the corn. I mean, I like flour, but corn is like I think sets it off.
Yeah.
Then I also got like some jalapenos, and I put those on the grill and roasted those. It was
Oh man,
yeah, it was delicious.
sounds good, dude.
It
Make
was
me hungry.
delicious. Yeah. Well, we went over to our neighbor's house a couple of weeks ago, and they were like, "Hey, we've got a ton of food. You just sit over here and have some drinks, and we'll chill." And they had cooked for us, and it was really good. So I was like, I gotta do that again. I was like, I gotta try it myself. So that was really good. But yeah, good weekend. If we're gonna dive into what we've been playing, I did play a lot of Avowed, but not as much as I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, every year I always get myself like a little Christmas present to myself or birthday present to myself.
Of course.
So I ended up getting the PlayStation Portal, the Midnight Edition. I played very little of it, but from what the screen is super nice. Like when the games work with the Wi-Fi issues aside, they run great. I played a little bit of Astrobot that runs really really well, and that's pretty important for a platformer.
Yeah.
So I played the 2 new levels, and they're pretty difficult levels. So that was a lot of fun. Can't wait for the rest of those levels to come out. Played a little bit of Ghost of Tsushima, like maybe 5 minutes, just to kind of see how it looks. So that's like I think that's after I finish Avowed and Kingdom Come. I think that's maybe the next game I want to kind of dive in on at least the PlayStation side, so I can get ready for Ghost of Yotai. Because I really enjoyed Ghost of Tsushima, but I think I ended up like letting my subscription expire. Because I got it through like PlayStation and the Portal in order to use the cloud streaming. You can stream from the PlayStation, but if you wanted to use their cloud streaming service, you need the subscription.
So you re-upped your.
So yeah, I went ahead and re-upped it just so I could try out all the games and stuff like that.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean it feels premium. It feels really nice to hold. Looks great when it runs. Just haven't had. I want to do like a pretty solid review of it, but just gotta play more. I want to try it in different spots in the house. See how the Wi-Fi holds.
Play it outside of your house too.
Yeah.
See if it works.
Yeah.
I need to play like any other game on mine because I've only played Metaphor on it. It's a Metaphor machine.
Yeah.
So I need to try.
You play a lot of Metaphor though, right? On that.
Oh yeah, I played a lot of Metaphor on the Portal, and it ran like it was like 95%, like really good, really quality.
Yeah, I mean, it's 95 and above. I think that's good.
Like this is a device I would want to play like Claire Obscure
Oh
Expedition
yeah,
3030
for sure.
Expedition 33 on. But it's coming to Game Pass, so it's like hard
Yeah.
to justify buying it elsewhere, but it's like it's $40, so we'll see. We'll see. But
Oh, yeah, I forgot that game is coming out on PS5 too. Ooh, yeah.
yeah,
Maybe I'll play it there. Who knows?
I know, right? Like I feel like the Portal is the perfect RPG machine. Like perfect
Yeah,
turn-based machine. Like, doesn't games that don't suffer from input lag that much.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
hell
I
yeah.
need to play. I need to play a first person shooter on there just to see because I tried to boot up Doom Eternal, but it wanted me to like log into like my Doom ID, and I didn't remember that. And I'm like, I hate when games do that.
Yeah.
Like, don't make me log into another.
Just let me play.
And I guess that's what people on PC were pissed about the PlayStation ID thing. So I get that, but yeah, that was a little annoying. But whatever.
Mhm.
That's not PlayStation's fault.
Well, nice. Well, I'm
But yeah,
excited for the official review once you have
yeah.
more time with it.
Yeah, yeah, really, really cool device though. But yeah, back to Avowed. I've played. I'm into the second area for those who have played Avowed. I'm still rocking my. I tried using because I didn't realize that you could use the grimoire separate from the wand. So
Yeah.
once I realized I could do that, I switched over to I found like a good pistol, but it was really slow compared to like the wand. You could just kind of just zip
You
people
can
and
just
zap them.
blast.
So I swapped back to that, and then I did like I think it's you hold down Y or whatever to change to another weapon or something like that. So I put my bow and arrow on Y so I could swap to that if
Mhm.
I needed to. But yeah, still just run around like it's fun, just like Call of Duty styling in this game with the wand and just blasting people. It's the combat is
Combat's
I don't. I
really
saw
good.
you post that video on TikTok, and a lot of people were like, "Where's the combat?" It's like, bro, this combat is really fun. Like, I don't know what you want.
It doesn't show as well as it plays. I will say that. Like,
And it's an Xbox exclusive, so like people are
it's gonna
already
have
gonna
that
be
hate.
like, yeah,
Dude, if you wanna see the worst side of humanity, post about something you like on the
yeah,
internet, and people will just rip it to shreds.
yeah,
It's so annoying because like, it's I love Avowed.
yeah.
Like,
It's great.
I really love this game, and I feel like it has a lot going for it. What it chooses to do, it does really well, and it feels like a streamlined RPG that cuts out the fat of, like, lockpicking
Oh
stuff.
yeah, that's so good. I want to talk. I forgot about talk about that last week, but yeah, just holding down the button, like Jesus, like I don't need to
I don't need
like,
another mini game for lockpicking.
yeah,
Like, come on. Like, we've done enough iterations of that. We don't need, like, a crime system, like,
yeah,
that's in every other RPG. Like, that doesn't need to exist in this game. The fun of this game is, like, going around and just, like, taking stuff out of people's houses, finding their chests, opening them up, finding their keys, opening up their doors,
yeah.
parkouring around. Like, the parkouring is amazing in this game, like, the
It is.
exploration,
It's
like,
good.
even if the
Clambering
chests
and
don't have anything amazing in them sometimes, it's still fun to get to them.
yeah,
And that's what really makes this game great is, like, the combat's amazing or combat's really great, exploration's amazing, and
yeah.
the parkour is just so fun.
Yeah, it really is like if you want like a hardcore RPG right now, like play Kingdom Come and then go to Avowed, and they're so different of an experience, and they're both
Mhm.
fun in their own right, and you're gonna get different things out of each game. But yeah, going from Kingdom Come and it's so silly, but it's also very serious in its mechanics, the
Yeah.
crime system and trying to steal and stuff like that. You just yeah, playing Avowed is just like you could just walk into somebody's house, steal their food, steal their keys, unlock their crap, and then just walk out. And they're oblivious to it. It's great.
It doesn't matter, man.
Yeah.
You're just getting stuff. So you're in the second area.
Yep.
Um, have you done any, like, significant quests in the second area?
I am not really. I mean, I think I did just about every quest I could do in the first area.
Mhm.
Um, I guess the biggest side quest I'm on right now is the one where there's that guy that is teamed up with the Zursups, the Zirups, whatever they're called, like the little
Yeah.
goblin people, or dinosaur people. I don't know what they're whatever. And he's telling you to destroy the machine, the animancy machines or whatever. And I think I can choose to either help him or not. So
Yeah.
I haven't done that yet. I've talked to him and stuff like that, but I haven't made my choice. And then as far as like the story itself goes, I think I have talked to, or I know I've talked to like the animancy people in the first, or in the, I guess the major city town in that
Mhm.
area. And I've got to do my tasks. But basically what I did, I got into the area and I just kind of went right and just kind of circled all the way around and was just
Yeah.
exploring, man. It's just fun.
That's what I did too. Like I did like most of the right side of the map, and then I went into the
Yeah.
city, and then I did like the left side of the map.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the approach I took with the third area too, because like the main hub is like in the middle, and you start on one side. So I was just like working my way through.
Yeah.
Just it's always fun.
How do
Like
you how do you like the map itself, like the cloud effect it has on it? I
uh
kind of wish like when you find a checkpoint or a fast travel point, I kind of wish it would just do like the normal like Elden Ring thing where it kind of dissipates the fog and then you can kind of see more. I don't like games necessarily like this with their maps because then like I feel like out of the gamer in me that I want to go in and like clear every single corner,
right.
because it is covered. Um, but it's just a nitpick. It's not a huge deal, but
That's fair. I actually really like it because it just lets me know where I haven't gone yet, and this game has so many like nooks and
that is
crannies and
true. Yeah,
secrets to uncover that like you can just kind of go to a map and be like, hey, I haven't gone here yet. Let me just work my way up there.
yeah,
Whereas
that's true.
I mean, I guess Elden Ring's different. The exploration is done differently in Elden Ring, and for
Yeah,
some
because I
reason,
mean, because Elden Ring, I guess you couldn't. I mean, yeah, yeah, Elden Ring is a little different because yeah, maybe I'm thinking about it the wrong way then because yeah, if you're playing through Elden Ring, like you're like, oh, did I go in this spot? And I guess there's so many different grace points that's kind of determines like where you've been and haven't been yet.
yeah,
But still, there might be some spots in like the Elden Ring map that you might just miss because it's so big.
yeah. I don't love it in Kingdom Come.
Yeah, that one's a little. That one does kind of the same thing where it dissipates
Right.
the clouds when you've been there.
And that one's not as like pinpointed either. So like
Yeah,
you walk into an area and it just clears a ton. And
yeah,
you're like, okay, like I don't know, I don't really know what the purpose of that was. Like, I guess I can see more around me. That's great, but it doesn't really like unveil anything important
right.
for me. But yeah, I do like it in Avowed. I like just kind of, I mean, similar to, it's kind of like similar to Metroid Dread, where the map will fill in as you go, and you can see areas you haven't been to. It's kind of like that for Avowed.
Yeah.
But
What
yeah,
what class are you rocking, or like what's your weapon loadout right now?
I'm still rocking the double daggers
Okay.
on one loadout, and then I found this really cool bow, so I'm using that instead of my like what is it called? Albert, whatever the blunder gun, whatever that one is
Okay.
called.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so I'm using a bow right now, and I'm like I'm leveling up my ranger abilities to get more attack power with my bow. But I'm already thinking of like, man, I kind of want to do another playthrough and do like full wizard because
Yeah.
I've not done any grimoire stuff in the
Yeah.
past
It's super
20
fun,
hours.
and I wish like I went into playing the game like I chose the ranger like backstory or whatever.
Mhm.
But as soon as I got that one, I'm like, yeah, this is too fun. So I
Yeah,
haven't messed with the ranger side too much, but yeah, it's definitely one of those games where like all the classes feel like fun to use, so you want to try everything. And it does
mhm.
a great, again, we talked about it before, but like the tutorial does a good job of like, okay, you're trying out pretty much every single weapon type, um,
Pretty quickly.
to kind of guide you on how you want to play. So that's really cool.
Yeah, I I think this is a really great game. It's making
Yeah,
me excited for the Outer Worlds too,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
because watching that trailer earlier today. I was like, man, like, is Outer Worlds 2 going to be what I wanted Starfield to be?
Maybe.
I don't know, because if it's anything like Avowed, which is such a tight experience where every corner has something to discover. No
And that's probably how Outer Wilds or Outer Worlds
worlds.
was. We just didn't get far enough to like really experience that.
Yeah, I mean, we both got off the first world and then
Yeah, that was
stepped
it.
off forever.
Yeah. So
Which I don't know why. I need to go back and play that game. Maybe I just wasn't feeling like that kind of like Fallout-y space type of game at the time.
yeah,
But yeah, Avowed is something special. I'm in the fourth area now. I've done pretty much everything in the areas that I've been in. And I mean, probably not everything, but I've done like all of the main quests and the main side quests.
yeah,
Yeah, there are some cool choices that you have to make, like
yeah,
main story wise and side quest wise that have some pretty meaningful impact that I feel like I didn't hear about when I was like listening to reviews. Mainly people were talking about the development of the companions that you have, which I still don't think they're great, but they definitely get better as you go along, and they
yeah,
kind of like form their own personalities as you go. But
yeah. It's I don't
it's a
know.
weird one.
Yeah, and I don't think really ever like I mean, and Mass Effect, all like every character in that game was just incredible in my opinion. And I really feel like, and I know people talk about like Baldur's Gate and stuff like that, but there really hasn't been another game since probably Mass Effect for me where I've just fallen in love with some of the side characters. And I'm not talking about like God of War and stuff like where
Yeah,
you
yeah.
got Atreus. It's like
It's like
that.
RPG
I'm talking about
companions.
like RPG like companion that you find or could potentially miss depending on the game. Um, yeah, I can't. Maybe there is, but I can't think of anything on top of my head.
I mean, everything's benchmarked against Mass Effect, so
Yeah,
maybe not. Like maybe Mass Effect is the last game that like nailed every character. I mean, yeah, you're right. Baldur's Gate 3, like there are characters in that game that are beloved, but I feel
yeah,
like there's only a select few that are continuously talked about.
yeah,
Whereas, Mass
yeah.
Effect, each character has its own has like their own intricacies and issues and interesting side stories, that kind of stuff with them. It's
Yeah,
hard.
maybe we peaked as far like maybe we just peaked with Mass Effect because they really don't make. I mean, I know it's the joke, but like they just don't make games like that anymore, and it's a bummer. But I mean, they're still there. See, they still look great, so people can always experience those for the first time. And I obviously highly recommend Mass Effect as a whole trilogy. But yeah, man, what a game, what a series.
That is so weird. Like I'm trying. They don't make those like big space opera esque games. Like not even space, but like these games with like these huge parties of companions that are
Yeah,
really beloved. I mean, Dragon Age tried to do it last year, didn't work out. I don't think the
yeah.
characters were loved at all, really.
Mm-mm.
I mean,
I don't hear anybody talking about Dragon Age anymore.
no. I mean, aside from that, like I can't even think of other games that you have companions that
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'm missing something.
Yeah,
Missing a
there's probably something we're missing.
game, but
I mean, maybe like Metaphor, like
yeah, I mean,
that's a big
yeah,
RPG with but it's a little different because that's like a JRPG versus like a
like a Western.
a
Maybe
Western.
it's yeah, the Western
Yeah,
RPGs.
maybe it's the Western RPGs that have just kind of fallen off significantly. Because I mean, yeah, generally speaking, like JRPGs, if you're into them, I mean, you're probably gonna like the characters a lot. So
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, like Metaphor, like all those characters, all those side characters are all great, and they all have
Yeah.
like their interesting backstories and stuff like that. Even like the not your companions, but, like, the people you meet along the way and can do their missions and stuff, so, Yeah, I don't know. I don't like to think negative about gaming like that, just because there's still great games that are made, but some games I just don't think will ever be topped. And I think Mass Effect trilogy is definitely one of those.
Yeah. And that's not to say that having a memorable party of companions is like the end all be all of a game. Like that definitely lifts up Mass Effect. I think more so than the gameplay does. Whereas in something like Avowed is really lifted up by its gameplay and exploration and mechanics more so than its characters and the story to a certain degree.
Yeah, because
So
I
it's
mean, like
just like
Mass Effect 1, like I love that game. It doesn't play super well,
no,
but it's held up by the story, it's held up by the acting, the characters, everything around it uplifts the kind of subpar gameplay. And I like the gameplay actually, but it's not nearly as streamlined as 2 and 3, of course, but
God,
yeah.
Mass Effect 2.
Mass Effect 2 is peak. That is a peak game right there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Playing that a couple of years ago.
It's amazing.
It's blown away.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah,
good.
it's incredible. Anything else you've been playing this week?
No, I've really been sticking to one game this week. I still want to play Kingdom Come and Ender Magnolia as well on the Switch, but just locked in on Avowed.
Locked on that Avowed.
Yeah.
Hey, we got a good one. Xbox they made a good game.
Not according to the people who haven't played it though.
I mean, it's got an 80 on Metacritic, right?
Yeah,
that's good. Solid stuff.
Mm-hmm. What about you? Anything else you've been?
No, just here and there. I mean, played a little Fortnite. New season started on Friday.
Yeah,
dabbled on that for. I didn't really play much. I'm a big reload person. I prefer reload over like the main, just because it's so quick and like if you lose, it's not like a huge investment. Like if you're deep in it, but so yeah, played a little bit of that. I'll probably play some more. It's cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Other than that, not much.
Nice.
Well, let's dive into the news. So Nick, last week, Pokemon announced that pretty much every year at this point they have a Pokemon Presents on February 27th, so on Thursday. I think it's like what 9 a.m. our time, Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah,
9 or 10. I think it's 9. Predictions. What I mean, this as someone who has gotten more into Pokemon because of my son with the card collecting and stuff like that, I'm a little bit more excited than I would have been, a month or so ago.
Mm-hmm.
So just knowing that they're gonna have, like I've already kind of looked, they're gonna have like some card drops that I'm gonna try to get because the scalping is just insane at the moment. So I'm gonna try to do that. So knowing that they'll probably put some stuff in TCG Pocket and some other games.
Yeah, that could be good.
I'm excited for that. But as far as the presents goes, I mean, I know we're obviously going to see Pokemon ZA. Excited for that. I want to just see what it looks like.
Yeah.
Does it look like hot garbage like Arceus did, or is it going to look like pretty good? And that's saying someone who loved Arceus. That was one of my favorite Pokemon games,
but it looked
in
like
a very long time. But it looked like ass.
Okay, I will say it's a little weird that it was announced so far in advance. Which
was it announced at the last Pokemon Presents?
No, I mean it was announced last week, but normally it's.
Oh, you talking about the presents?
Yeah.
Oh, did they not do it a week in advance? I thought they do it like usually about a week.
I thought it was only like a few days in advance normally. I thought what happened here was unusual, but I'll have to look back at when they announced it last year. Yeah, but yeah, ZA was announced last year, right?
Okay, yeah.
And
I
then
think it was announced the presents, last year.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I mean, I feel like they'll still show off like the Masters X updates,
the yearly check-in of Pokemon
Sleep,
Pokemon Go something.
Yeah, Pokemon Go. Probably add some new stuff to TCG Pocket.
Yeah, they could announce the next mini expansion or something like that.
There's like a rumored multiplayer Pokemon game.
The Pokemon Synapse game.
Yeah.
So this was, I think it started development in like 2019, according to like the rumors, and then it got canceled. And then because I think it was being made by like another. It was under the Pokemon brand, but it was made by a different developer, and I think it got canceled. And then Game Freak, I think, liked the idea what they were working, so they started working on it again. So yeah, it's some sort of like multiplayer.
Is it like an Overwatch, like a Marvel
I
Rivals?
don't maybe. I'm not quite sure, but like you ride on the back of like certain Pokemon, and like you throw Pokeballs. So I don't know exactly, but it says you use Pokeballs to attack. So I'm not really sure what that entails. So I don't know. I mean, like I really have no idea what to think. Like maybe like a Monster Hunter style Pokemon game where you're riding on Pokemon and trying to. But I feel like they already kind of have that with like the Gigantamax stuff with Sword and Shield and the terrestrialization battles with Scarlet and Violet. So I don't know.
Cool.
And it was also like I think the rumors also suggested that they were gonna hold guns, like kind of like Splatoon style.
Or like Power World?
Exactly. Well, when they announce this game, I'm gonna tweet out Pal World should sue.
You gotta get that drafted up right now.
Yeah.
Ready to send.
But that's what like the kind of the rumors were kind of speculating. So we'll see what that entails. It wasn't like actual like guns, but like think of like and I don't know, but like I said, it mentioned kind of similar to Splatoons. I don't know what that exactly means, but something. Yeah, I don't know.
What do you want out of a Pokemon game now in 2025?
I would prefer them to remaster Gold and Silver and give us some really gorgeous 2D pixel art. That's what I want. I'm not gonna get that, but that's what I want.
You never know.
And maybe I don't know how well. I'm sure Diamond and Pearl remakes sold very well or up to par.
They did like 15 million.
But critically, I think a lot of people were very underwhelmed with those games. So
Yeah.
I don't know if they get like I said, if they gave us a really great, and that's what I want from like Zelda 2D as well. Like I don't really care. I mean, I like the art style for um Echoes of Wisdom and Link's Awakening, but like I would just prefer them just to do like the gorgeous 2D style they had with what we're kind of used to with the Game Boy Advance and stuff like that, but make it HD and make it really pretty. So yeah, that's what I would want out of if they're gonna give us a remake. And with the Legends game, like I said, I liked Arceus a lot. It was just a little bit muddy and kind of ugly at times. So there were some certain spots where it looked really nice. Even like I guess like maybe the first like zone looked like pretty nice, like the fields. But once you got to like the volcano area, it
that
looked
area sucked.
Yeah, it looked
Terrible.
It looked pretty bad. It was at its worst in that part, I think.
In the snowy area.
Yeah, that one didn't look great either. But I liked the concept of it. I liked I liked being able to fly around on a certain Pokemon, and it felt pretty unique compared to what we got before.
I think I caught all the Pokemon.
I don't think I did. I think I got pretty close, but yeah, and it was like kind of like a more of a hardcore Pokemon game. Like it was pretty challenging once you got to some of those later zones.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like a cakewalk or anything like that most Pokemon games are nowadays. So that was like kind of a breath of fresh air, but
I mean,
I don't know.
Man,
They're not going to show Gen 10 here. Gen 10's not going to come out until the Switch 2 is out for probably at least a year.
And more mature too. I don't think
we probably won't see Gen 10 until 2026.
At the earliest.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe we'll get an announcement of that new game we just talked about, the Synapse thing, and then I don't know. What do you want for Pokemon?
Man, I don't know. I mean, I didn't play Scarlet and Violet because it didn't look great. I didn't like Sword and Shield. Yeah. I mean, the last Pokemon I liked was Sun and Moon.
Yeah.
Others were good. I mean, not great. But I don't know. Like, I love kind of similar to you. I love Arceus. I would love for them to, really, really hone in and improve on that fantastic formula they have with
Yeah.
that game.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can. Okay, what I really want from Pokemon is for Game Freak to not be the developers and for it to go somewhere else. If
Yeah.
Monolith Soft was working on a Pokemon
Oh
game,
man,
imagine
that would
how
be
great it would
incredible.
be.
Yeah,
My
that would be
God.
crazy.
But I also don't want Monolith Soft to be shoehorned into making a Pokemon game. I want them
No.
to continue doing their own stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've talked about this ad nauseum, but Game Freak has just had so much trouble going to 3D.
Yeah, for sure.
And I feel like they still really haven't caught up with the technology and the capabilities of the Switch. Like, you're not going to Pokemon for its graphical presentation or its showcasing of the Switch's capabilities. It's never taken advantage of that Switch hardware, that 3DS hardware. So I just want them to take their time and knock it out with ZA.
When did Arceus come out? Was that 2022 or 21?
Yeah, it was 2022.
Okay.
Just 3 years, which I don't know. Is that long enough?
I don't know.
Maybe they did have another developer step in and help out.
I hope so. Yeah. Yeah, if they can, but also it's like this game takes place in one city now. So like, I don't know if I love that idea, but I mean, we literally seen nothing of it except for like that concept trailer we got.
Yeah.
So I mean, it could be really cool. I mean, there could be different zones, and I don't know how it's gonna work. But yeah, I also kind of liked that direction because it was, there wasn't any gyms or anything like that. It was just the kind of the pioneers of like, when it started.
Yeah.
So
It was a breath of fresh.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we're not doing the 8 gyms. We're not doing the, just all the
same old
boring
kind of
stuff.
thing. Which Scarlet and Violet, I can't remember if they had the gym system or not. I'm not sure.
They had like some similar system to it, I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to play Scarlet and Violet because I heard the gameplay is good, but
Yeah.
I
I need
can't.
to go back and check. I mean, I don't think they've updated it at all, but I need to go back and check it out.
They apologized for it, but they never did
Did
anything.
they? Nintendo apologized on behalf.
Yeah, you're right. Oh yeah, Nintendo apologized. Didn't they bring like the Game Freak office closer to
Oh, I'm not sure.
Nintendo's office? I don't know if that's true, but
Yeah,
they should.
I'm not sure about that. Yeah, they should. But, so yeah, I don't expect much. I think 75% of this thing is going to be updates on existing mobile stuff. We may get a new game announcement. Maybe get a remake announcement, and then we'll see ZA.
I think so, and I think the only like surprise we might get is the original Pokemon games coming to NSO.
Never. They're never going to do it. Too much money to be made.
Do you think they would like resell them in a collection?
Yeah, maybe. If they did like a blue and red and like gave us like an HDified game, but still made it 2D, sure. I would. It'd be kind of weird for them to do that one again because I mean they did what Fire Red and Leaf Green. They did that one, and then they gave us the Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu. So they've done remakes a couple of times for those original ones. So I would prefer them to do Gold and Silver because you also kind of get Red and Blue in those games. So I feel like that would be the good direction to go if they're going to do like a remaster.
They could port over the Hard Gold and Soul Silver.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Or maybe they just sell them. I don't know, like they did on 3DS and Wii U, like just sell them for $10 or something a piece. I don't know, give something. I mean, I'd pay $10 for it, but I would prefer like a proper remake.
They know people are clamoring for it.
Yeah, I mean, might as well. I mean, we've got every other Switch game on there. Yeah, or every other Pokemon game. Well, not every Pokemon game, but yeah,
got a lot of Pokemon games.
So yeah, not high expectations, but still
No.
relatively excited. I mean,
I'm excited enough to watch it live, but I'm
yeah,
not too excited that I'll be immensely disappointed if they do their normal thing.
exactly. But yeah, and I think we're no direct in February. Probably nothing in March either.
I
We're
mean, this is
probably just
last
gonna
week. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, they I guess they still could announce one tomorrow for Wednesday, but that's still just be kind of weird.
I don't think they would. I think,
So uh,
yeah.
I think I don't think we're gonna get anything next month. I think they're just gonna save everything for the Switch 2.
Do you
Or
think the dream of Metroid Prime 2 and 3 and Fire Emblem
I think if it
Warriors stuff?
happens, they'll just do like a Twitter drop and just say, hey, these games are coming at so and so, whatever.
Yeah.
Do a Twitter direct. I mean, because like realistically, like, what else do we? I mean, we definitely. It would be weird if Metroid Prime 4 came out and we didn't have 2 and 3. I mean, that would just be odd, and I think that would be poor planning on Nintendo's part. I think this game should have came last year, to be honest. At some point.
Yeah.
That way, everyone's kind of had their fill of Metroid Prime, and then everybody can kind of dive into 4. It's yeah, but again, they should still come out before 4. It just makes no sense.
Mhm.
And then obviously the Zelda remakes. Where are those? Are they coming at this point? Who knows? Where's that Fire Emblem genealogy of the Holy War? Is that even real at this point? Who knows? I mean, gosh.
I heard it's done.
Yeah. So those are the 4 or 5 games that we still kind of are looking for
Horsemen of the
to come out.
Apocalypse.
So, I mean, and again, like I feel like they could just do a Twitter drop of that stuff, like give us an announcement a day or something for a week instead of doing like a full on direct. So they kind of don't. I don't know. Nintendo's and everyone looks back on Nintendo's history of all this stuff, and we're in kind of unprecedented times with Furukawa right now. So I feel like their history is not. We can't count their history anymore going forward with their directs.
It might just be a boring February and March, and then April is when.
Yeah, I mean they may do a Xenoblade direct, but like, do we need a direct
definitive edition, though?
Yeah, do we need that? Probably not. But speaking of Xenoblade, it's been getting raving previews.
Yes, it has. I'm really excited for this game because
I
I
am too. Yeah.
I played like an hour of it on the Wii U back in like 2016, and I couldn't get into it. I mean, that was like prior to me getting into Xenoblade 2 and 1 definitive edition, and then and 3. But from what I'm seeing from X, and sounds like there's a lot of quality of life changes that are going to make the experience better. I'm super excited.
This seems like a more involved definitive edition than Xenoblade 1 was.
Yeah, and I think partially that's because there's a lot more to this one in terms of mechanics. So there's a lot more that could be improved. I mean, just from what I'm reading, like apparently in the original version, you couldn't change your party at any time. You had to go back to New Los Angeles and find them in the city to change. And they're like 20-something party members. Yeah. Same for like changing the time of day. You had to like go back to the city for that.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah. And then there was like this blade leveling system where you could get to a certain area, but you couldn't like get its treasure. Like you couldn't like get the treasure unless you were a specific blade level or something like that, which prevented you from progressing naturally.
Okay.
So it sounds like there's a lot of cool improvements. There's new story content. Exactly. And then visual improvements.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I think my goal is to finish Future Redeemed before. I mean, I know they have no connectivity. It's its own separate game, and you need no prior knowledge. But I've got to finish that. So
you're close, right? I mean, You started
I don't know
it.
how far I was. I was a few hours in. I know it's not
Okay.
the super long
Probably 15
DLC.
hours.
Yeah, so I was probably about a quarter way through then, maybe.
Okay.
Something like that. So gotta get through that. But so yeah, that's very exciting. Look at some of the announcements from ID at Xbox. I forgot this happened today, to be honest. So we got Balatro is on Game Pass now. It's got a bunch of new cards from Fallout, Assassin's Creed, Bug Snack, Civilization, Slay the Princess, Friday the 13th, just random all over the place kind of collaborations. As far as I know, there's no new cards, right? It's just
just
new
card skins.
Yeah. Liza P got a new trailer. I need to watch that. I haven't checked it out yet.
I wonder if you're gonna have to be at a certain point in the game to play this DLC, or if it's gonna be a separate. I hope it's separate.
It's a prequel, right? It's a prequel to the story.
Yeah, but you still play as.
You still play as
puppet.
Yeah, as the puppet.
So yeah, maybe it is like maybe it's a different start screen.
Well, I hope they tell us prior so we can all get ready for it.
Right.
Got a new trailer for 33 Immortals. It's coming to early access in March. Trying to look through the other stuff that kind of jumps out at me a little bit.
Oh, Moonlighter 2.
Moonlighter 2. I never played the first one,
but it's a cool game. Anything else notable?
Blueprints, a new strategy puzzle adventure game that takes place in Mount Holly. Place for every dawn, unveils a new mystery. It looks like maybe like a I'm not sure. So look at some of these. I'll have to go back and watch it maybe. Nothing crazy that pops out, but there could be some cool stuff in there. Just gotta go back and watch it. But yeah, obviously Liza P. Yeah, pretty excited for that. Did we get a release date for that yet?
I don't.
Or is it
I don't
summer?
think so.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure we'll get some news or some information about that DLC and how that works. I think. Yeah. I mean, usually FromSoft's really good about that stuff too. So I'm sure with them being a Souls-like, they'll have something similar, or just be a separate, like you said, hopefully a separate screen or a separate option on the menu. Do you think that's coming to Game Pass? That DLC?
That's a great question. I don't think it is. I don't think it'll come to Game Pass.
And maybe there'll be like a discount or something on it for being a Game Pass member.
I forgot that was a Game Pass game.
Hmm? Yeah, it was one of the better ones that year. And then last up, Nick, Monster Hunter Wilds, a game that you have on your Fantasy Critic, sitting at, I believe, a 89 now.
Yeah, I think 89.
We talked about it before the show, but as someone who has not quite got into Monster Hunter, tried Worlds, enjoyed it, but didn't love it. It's kind of the same thing with Rise. I enjoyed what I played, but it didn't hook me in a way that I wanted to keep playing it. You're more of a Monster Hunter fan than I am. What's your kind of opinion on Wilds now that we know the reviews?
Yeah, so I got really into 4 on the 3DS, and then I got really into Rise on the Switch. So I haven't gotten into World, which this one seems like it's more in line with Monster Hunter Worlds.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I want to be excited for this, and maybe I will after I do some more like research and look into it a little bit more. But them saying the game is super easy now, and like even the in-game stuff is easy, and it's just like super streamlined, and appealing to this wide audience now. I don't know if I'm gonna like that as much, but I was also not one to go super deep into all the mechanics that Monster Hunter offered in the first place. So maybe I'm the perfect audience for this, but if if there's no pushback, if there's no real challenge to overcoming these fights, then I just don't know.
Yeah.
Like, at least in Rise, like each monster put up a challenge and you would spend 20 minutes fighting it and you'd feel like immense satisfaction upon beating them. So I don't know how this one's gonna, how this one's gonna make me feel.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely gonna skip this one for sure. I think at this point, I mean, I've talked about it before. I was already kind of overseeing it. It was just kind of at every single event. Not. I mean,
Yeah.
not its own fault, I guess. But I was kind of sick of seeing it at that point. But yeah, like I said, it's never really hooked me in a way that I feel like it should have. I don't know. I think it's because you don't necessarily level up. I think you have to grind in order to get better weapons, and I don't know if I love that necessarily.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like there's progression until you actually put in that work grinding.
Yeah.
Which, yeah. Before we you got the Liza P trailer up.
Yeah, you want to watch it real quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Way down. There we go. You hear it up there?
Listening to this song always reminds me of you.
I can't wait to hear like the soundtrack again too, but that soundtrack was pretty fire.
It was.
But now you belong to the past.
Still my favorite Souls-like.
Yeah. That's really good.
Do you remember the time we all gathered to play this piece together? I never got to say farewell.
Man, this feels like a sequel. Like,
yeah,
feels like it's gonna be pretty big.
I know it changed everything, but we endured.
I was gonna say co-op, but they definitely had like summons you could do in the game.
If we could cross the bounds of time, we'll meet again.
Beautiful.
Man, this looks really good. Like I love the tone of it.
I wonder if it's all going to be in that city.
Yeah.
Overture. That's a really cool name.
Yeah.
But no release date, no window,
Xbox.
no Game Pass.
Yeah, no Game Pass, and yep.
Okay.
Probably not coming to Game Pass then. That's okay. I mean, I don't mind paying
$20, whatever it's going to be.
20 and 40, $30, whatever it's going to be. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, Nick, you're about to say something before I start
No,
playing.
no, you're good. I was just going to say before we close up shop here, we should talk about all the games coming in March.
Sure. Yeah.
Run through those. There's some big ones coming out.
Pull up the list here. Okay. Yeah. Start it off.
I mean, right off the bat, Split Fiction.
Yes. March 6th.
Next week.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. That's. Yeah. I already told Brittany because like normally on Fridays like we'll like hang out and like play cards or something like that.
Yeah.
But I was like, we loved It Takes Two. So I was like, we definitely gotta, we don't have to play the whole night, but we definitely gotta play a couple of hours.
Yeah.
So yeah, that looks, yeah, I cannot wait for that. We'll probably get reviews, I guess, next week.
Oh yeah, yeah, I'm sure early next week.
Yeah, that game's gonna be huge. I mean, potential game of the year.
I mean, from the trailers,
Maybe.
it's kind of shaping up to be something like that.
No, with how good It Takes Two was, no reason not to think that.
Yep.
Trying to look at anything else right there. Nope. Okay.
Let's see. 33 Immortals.
Yep.
Coming to early access March 18th.
That one I'm not like super pumped about. It's
Yeah.
one of those I'll have to play and just see.
Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive
Yep.
Edition coming March 20th.
March 20th. Yep.
Less than a month from now. And then the same day, Assassin's Creed Shadows comes out as well.
I'm very curious to see how that game reviews.
Yeah. I don't think this will be a day one. I think I'm gonna lean towards the Xenoblade this time around. But
I think so. I mean, yeah, especially since I haven't played that game.
mm-hmm.
But we'll see. I do want to play Shadows, but I'm just very curious to see how that game does for Ubisoft, because it is like basically a make or break for that studio or for that company.
Atomfall, that one's coming March 27th.
That's the Fallout-esque one, right? Kind of looks like Fallout.
Yeah, kind of like Fallout. What's that other game that came out 2 years ago?
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
I can remember the main character.
Like Adam something? Maybe not. Atomic Heart. Atomic. Yeah, Atomic Heart.
Yeah.
That one's like that that Bioshock-esque one.
Yeah, kind of looks like that.
That one was okay. I didn't like dislike it, but I don't know. It just didn't.
It felt soulless.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't pinpoint why.
I mean, I thought the opening was pretty cool. I don't know why. I don't know.
Yeah. Anything else?
I think that might be it, actually.
Okay, so
maybe not as
slower.
Yeah, what I'm fine with. I still got to play Avowed. I've still got a ton of Kingdom Come to play left.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm definitely okay with kind of slower.
Slower month.
I do have a one game that I want to stream this week. It's called Get to Work. I don't know if you've ever heard of this game. It is a Tony Hawk-esque game, but it's kind of like a metaphor on like the traditional 9 to 5 like corporate like rise up kind of game. But basically you're this guy and you have rollerblades on your hand and you have rollerblades on your knees, and you basically skate through ramps, like a bunch of different ramps, and it's kind of like Tony Hawk meets Trials, to where like if you fall, you might fall a lot all the way down back to the beginning, type of.
Is it like
yeah,
it's like some of those recent games.
Yeah, kind of like
Chained Together
and Only Up and some stuff like that. So it's definitely that kind of vibe, but you're like on roller skates. It looks pretty funny.
Is this on PC only, or is it?
It's on Xbox. I've already bought it, so you're welcome to download it.
Okay.
It was like $12, but I'm probably gonna stream it maybe tomorrow. I was gonna stream it this weekend, but I was too busy. But it looks. I watched. I'm sure people know Harris Heller. He's like the streaming kind of like doctor kind of guy. People always go to him for advice, but he was streaming it a couple weeks ago and last week on his channel, and it looks like it's like hilarious, and it's like a very funny like.
It looks pretty fun.
Yeah.
his butt jiggles as you.
Yeah.
Man, this looks cool.
Yeah. From what he was playing, it's very funny. It's nice. A very funny commentary on the corporate ladder.
Yeah. Climbing the corporate ladder.
Yep.
job offer letter. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It looks cool.
Nice.
So yeah, March. We got a couple of good games in March, and then who knows? Nintendo could have something. They could have a Twitter Direct, could have a normal Direct. I mean, it's not. Again, we're in kind of a different time than we're used to with Nintendo. They don't necessarily stick to their always getting a Direct in this month versus that month.
Yep.
So we could get something in March. Who knows? It's not over with. I'm sure March 1st we'll get the typical Nintendo YouTubers talking about, hey, the Rumor Direct coming this week. Let's go.
This week. And Nintendo Prime and Player Essence have their YouTube titles already planned out.
Oh yeah,
weeks in advance. Huge Nintendo news.
Whoa! Oh. Gotta love it.
Did you? All right, so we can end the show before we talk about this. So.
Okay. All right, guys. We'll be back next week. If you can review us on your favorite podcasting platform of choice, that would be absolutely fantastic. We'll be back with talking some more Valve, talking some more Kingdom Come, probably. Maybe talk about Get to Work. I think that game's gonna be pretty funny. Whatever else happens in the news, we'll probably talk about that Pokemon Presents. Was it mediocre?
Time will tell.
Or was it great?
We'll
find out. All right, guys. We'll see you next